So, guys, as you all know, Manchester United is in the market to buy a left winger. This is something that has gone on for a very long time at Manchester United. We have always wanted a winger. And so today we are going to be discussing the right profile for Manchester United. Based on what Michael Carrick wants his left wingers to constantly do on the pitch. So before we discuss names and go to discuss profiles and what the player is going to bring for Manchester United, let's actually discuss what Michael Carrick likes his winger to provide on the pitch, because this is the most important phase. So guys, if you're talking about Michael Carrick and his left wingers, I have been very repetitive on what Michael Carrick wants from his left winger, and it's pretty straightforward. What he likes from his left winger is for them to constantly make runs in behind, for them to play those quick 1-2s and quickly attack those half spaces. And this is something we have seen from Brandon Bemo, Sesko, Konha, Amad Diallo. This is something we have seen all over the course of the season. We have seen them play those 1-2s, we have seen them link up with the defenders, we have seen them be able to stretch the defensive line, because of course Manchester United likes to stretch the defensive line of opposition. There's something Michael Carrick has been doing in Manchester United since he became the coach of Manchester United. He likes to disorient and like to stretch the back line of the opposition team. And so when the central backs are being pulled out of position, the right backs are being pulled out of position, it gives Manchester United a lot of room to attack in behind. And so this is one of the reasons why you have seen players like Konha, Dogu rapidly improve for Manchester United, because they have a lot of spaces to run in behind. They have a lot of spaces to occupy, unlike when we had Ruben Amorim and when we had to play with double number 10s. But in the case of Carrick, he provides the platform for these players to excel. And also another characteristic that Carrick likes from his players is that his winger should be able to double up and help the fullback when Manchester United is without the ball. So without the ball, you're expected to track back, you're expected to help in defensive phases, you're expected to win that ball back. And because you have had Konha and Ahmad doing that all over the course of the season, Manchester United has not really had a reason to complain, because they have very good defensive work rate, they have very good defensive contributions, they have good recoveries. So of course that has been the case for Manchester United. So as a winger, you're expected to help in attacking phase, try to create goals and assists, try to run in behind, try to create combinations, straight defensive line, make 1-2 combinations, and also without the ball, you're expected to also drop deep and try to help your fullbacks. And so who is the right profile to help Manchester United in all the phases and also be useful in terms of his attacking input? I feel there is no other name than Iliman Ndiaye from Everton. So when it comes to signing wingers for Manchester United, I know that a lot of fans will want players like Bakula, Kvaratskhelia, Olisa, but definitely it's not about the names, but I feel it is about the profile of the players, it's about the right tactical use, it is about the flexibility of the players and how well the players is going to complement the players already in the team. And you're going to find out that Iliman Ndiaye is going to complement all what Manchester United and Michael Carrick wants to do. And of course, like I said, one of the requirements to play in Michael Carrick's team is that you have to constantly run in behind and attack spaces. But you have to take into context what Iliman Ndiaye does for Everton. He's not a player that frequently runs in behind, because in as much as he has space and he can do that, of course, he can attack those half spaces. Iliman Ndiaye is a player that constantly drop deep, receive the ball, and beat 3 to 4 players. And it's not something he does occasionally. This is something he does for fun. He always does it in the Premier League. And this is something that is very quite remarkable for a player that plays for Everton, because of course you don't have a lot of flashy players. He's somebody that constantly dribbles with his both feet, just like Ousmane Dembele. So it is difficult to stop him. He's absolutely rapid. His dribbling is so correct. And you could see that out of 73 successful dribbles in the Premier League, he has a success rate of 54.3%. That tells you that his dribbling rate, even with the small portion of dribble sample size, you could see that he's very successful with his dribbles. He dribbles constantly. He's a nightmare to defenders, and he can play on the left side, he can play in the number 10 position, he can also play in the right side. So wherever you play in Ndiaye, he's somebody that is going to definitely cause problems for the opposition defenders. And so far this season, in terms of end product, he has 9 goals and assists with 6 goals and 3 assists. But that does not mean that he doesn't have a good end product, because he's somebody I've watched a lot. And one of the reasons he has underperformed both in terms of goals and assists is because of the ability of his players that have missed a lot of goals, because his dribblings are not dribble he does for fun or something that he does dribbles and then he wastes the ball. His dribbles are usually productive. So the reason he has underperformed both in terms of expected assists and goals is because of his players. Because if you look at his expected assist XG, he has an expected assist XG of 4.41. That tells you that he actually would have gotten more assists than he has. And also if you look at his expected goal XG, he has an expected goal XG of 6.71. That tells you that he would have even scored more than 6 goals. But I feel one of the issues he has with his goals is that most of the time he doesn't connect with the ball well. in terms of when he wants to shoot, his shooting technique is really not good. So I think it's something that he can be able to refine. He can shoot, but his shooting technique is really not that really good. He doesn't get the right connection when he wants to shoot, and sometimes decision making inside the box can be one of the reasons why he has not really got the kind of end product that he wants to have. But in terms of helping Manchester United, in terms of dribbles, in terms of breaking down low blocks, Iliman Ndiaye is the perfect player for United. So of course, like we said earlier, one of the criteria to play for Manchester United under Carrick is that as a winger, in as much as you have a good attacking input, you also need to have a good defensive input as well. And you could see that Iliman Ndiaye last season or two, he had a defensive contribution of 285 and also a recovery of 178. That tells you that he's an absolute freak in terms of defending. So when Manchester United are without position, you're the rest assured that he's going to drop deep, he's going to defend, he's going to help out Luke Shaw or Diego Dalot, depending on the position he's playing in the game. So in terms of his defensive output, in terms of recoveries, in terms of helping Manchester United without position, he's also very useful. And that tells you that it is not just about the names, but it's about the profile, because Iliman Ndiaye has absolutely exceeded expectation in Everton, and is a player that I know that is going to be a perfect fit, because overall, in terms of playing with his both feet, in terms of being unpredictable, beating the ball from deep, beating 3 to 4 players, being very productive, having close control, breaking down low blocks, he's an absolute good player. I think one of his disadvantages is his crossing ability, because his crossing ability is really, really bad. He's that player that doesn't really his head up when he wants to cross. He just crosses in his probably when he's about losing the ball. But I feel that if he can be able to work on his crossing ability, he's also going to help us, of course, with Benjamin Šeško as our number 9. So he should be able to work on his crossing. I think if he's more refined, he's actually good to go. But overall, he's going to be a good player for Manchester United. So I want you guys to give me your thoughts on the comment section on if Iliman Ndiaye is going to be a good player for Manchester United. I want you guys to like, to share, to subscribe to Old Trafford. See you guys in my next video.